Welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great and majestical video with your boy, the Savior. That's right, welcome back to the channel, my beautiful, loving sinners. Now, if you're new to the channel, which is highly likely, go down below and subscribe for fresh and original content every single day. Also, check out my music on all of the music platforms and on Spotify. Go support it, stream it, download it. I would highly appreciate it. It would mean so much to me. Now today, boys, what am I discussing, okay? Well, you might see in the title, is Jake Paul a good boxer? Or Jake Paul is a good boxer? Question mark. To answer that question, my sinners, let me just say no, okay? Jake Paul is not obviously an amazing boxer. I'm not saying he's bad, he's obviously won a lot of fights. He is obviously proven to be a very good fighter, but he's obviously not the best of the best. The issue that I want to discuss today, my sinners, is simply YouTubers, okay, transforming themselves into something that they're not, okay, and basically YouTubers transitioning into music, into fighting, into, you know, anything. It could be anything, into TV, into movies. Now, I'm so goddamn sick of this, okay? So I really just want to talk about it and call it out. So often nowadays, we see so many of these massive YouTubers who have become so big, you know, they have reached God tier, and they have reached celebrity status. And first of all, let me just say that celebrity worship culture is disgusting and we need to stop it. We need to stop putting people on pedestals, and we all need to realize and understand that we are all human, and by doing this we can simply study philosophy, understand that we are all mortal beings. We should idolize and respect people based on their achievements and based on what they are doing for humanity, not what they are doing purely for their own selfish needs, okay? So we really need to take a step back and look at celebrity worship culture and look at all of these big YouTubers and, you know, really ask the question, is what they're doing really helpful? You know, is this someone I should really idolize and respect? Because if the answer is no, they're simply doing it to benefit themselves and they're not doing it to help others or push humanity forwards, then I think that's a pretty clear example that they are not worth your time or respect. So many of these big YouTubers don't really do anything except push their own agendas and push their own brand forward so they can make a lot of money. They don't care about spreading a positive message or doing anything that basically helps other people. They only care about their finances and their own narcissistic appearances, okay? So that's why I really think people need to study philosophy and understand the ego and understand, you know, what it is to be human and what it is to respect another human. So please read up on stoicism and all of that good stuff. Sorry about that little ramble, my sinners, but it just really gets to me, you know, when I see all of these big celebrity YouTubers. They are just absolutely disgusting in my opinion. Let me just say, not all of these YouTubers are bad. Obviously we do have some good examples like Felix, like PewDiePie for example, who is trying to basically help others as well as benefit for himself, which I think is fair enough, okay? And he is someone to respect because he does promote good ideologies and good, you know, he does actually have respect for other people. He doesn't view himself as a god compared to other people. My interpretation of PewDiePie is that he is actually a wholesome person and he doesn't view people as scum and he doesn't view himself as a god, which a lot of these massive YouTubers do view themselves as, like Jake Paul for example, but I could be wrong. I'm just saying that people really need to look at other YouTubers and all of these celebrities and really fine-tune who they should idolize, because if you're idolizing someone simply because they're famous and they're rich, then you've got it all wrong and you're basically gonna end up as a sad middle-aged woman and basically selling all of your respect and your soul on OnlyFans so you can pay for your child support, you know. So it's a slippery slope, my friend, that's all I'm saying. So onto the issue with YouTubers and them transitioning into other media and into other things in life. You know, I have no problem with that, using it as a springboard. I think Joji did it really well because obviously he has got musical talent. You could see that with his earlier videos in the Filthy Frank show, but he obviously transitioned into a mainstream music producer because that is where his talent lies, and I have no issue with that. If you have the talent and if you have, you know, the creativity to do that, then that's great. I'm obviously a smaller YouTuber, but I started out as a music producer and I still hold myself to that level of standards when I make my music. Obviously, I do YouTube videos as well, but I still take my music very seriously and I still consider myself a music producer first and making YouTube videos as a secondary format of my creativity. But a lot of these massive YouTubers, okay, they don't care about the art and the creativity and the process. They simply care about the money, okay? And that is why you see people like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, for example, they transition into rap, they transition into music, and their music is absolutely dog shit. Let me just say that. It's absolutely terrible. Their rap videos are so bad, they can't rap for shit, okay? They have no flow, they have no lyrical talent, and the only way that it comes together as somewhat decent is because they have millions and millions of dollars that they can throw at ghostwriters, at, music producers, at, music mastering formats, so they can make their music sound somewhat professional by using AI and by using, mastering and auto-tune, but actually it's complete trash, and it's pretty obvious. Most people do realize that their music is complete trash, but these aren't the only YouTubers doing it. There's so many of these big YouTubers like KSI who think that somehow, just because they're famous, they can somehow transition into music and be successful music artists, and it just really pisses me off because music as an industry has fallen down into the depths of absolute depravity, if you ask me. It requires no skill, no talent anymore. It's all about the money, it's all about appearances, all about being hypersexual. It doesn't require any kind of artistic creativity anymore. It's all just absolute transparent BS by the establishment, by the mainstream media. And I hate it so much, the mainstream music industry. But what's worse is when you see all of these massive YouTubers think that they can transition into music and then make it as music artists when their music sucks, when they can't actually perform as artists whatsoever. They can't write their own music, they can't rap, they can't sing, they can't design their own musical beats. They aren't music producers, they are simply just millionaires who are trying to capitalize on something that's even more popular so they can make even more money. And it really does make me so annoyed, and it really does make me so angry, because the music industry used to be about talent, it used to be about art and creativity and the message of music, because music is so powerful, and that's why I love to make music. But now it's become so poisonous, where it's all about just making money, it's all about pushing an agenda about, over-sexualizing people, about selling drugs, taking drugs, consuming media, consuming corporation goods, consuming, this idea of devaluing yourself and only caring about material objects. It's all of the wrong things, and hypersexuality with young women. Music has become so poisonous, and it's so hard to penetrate the music industry now because it's been absolutely monopolized. It's been massively monopolized by these big and massive, corporations and YouTubers who can just buy their way in and make all of these terrible songs because they know that that is going to get them massive amounts of views, and then that means massive amounts of money. It doesn't matter if the music's good, it doesn't matter about what the creative art form used to be. It's now all about money. And it just really pisses me off because I see it so often with all of these massive YouTubers trying to transition into music, like KSI, like Jake Paul, like Logan Paul, and even PewDiePie, for an example. Now, his music, isn't terrible, but it's still not, good. It's not like Joji, who is clearly a music artist. There's a massive difference, and it's not just with music, okay? We see it with movies, we see it with, becoming a boxer, becoming a fighter. Jake Paul is the best boxer ever. Wow, so amazing. It's not like he only is interested in boxing because of the money and because of the capital and because of the huge massive amounts of interest that people have with the boxing industry. No, that couldn't be anything to do with it. So it's the same thing, all of these massive YouTubers have tried to make movies, have tried to make TV shows, and they are all terrible because they aren't writers, they aren't movie directors, they aren't music artists, okay? Fair enough if you come into YouTube with a talent, with a skill, and that is what you pursue and that is what you do on YouTube. But the problem is, it's become so backwards now. All of these industries, it's become so consumer capitalist now, where it doesn't matter about the actual artistry, it doesn't matter about the actual talent of making movies, of making TV shows, of making music. It's all about who can generate the most amount of noise and the most amount of income, and that is what music and movies and all of this stuff has become, because you can just buy your way in. If you are big enough and popular enough, like these massive YouTubers, like Jake Paul, like Logan Paul, you can basically do whatever you want, and it doesn't matter about the actual talent. And I really do hate that, and I think the whole media industry is collapsing very slowly, and that is why we see Hollywood dying, that's why we see the mainstream media dying, and that is a positive thing. But at the same time, if we indulge in letting money dictate art, then we have truly lost our creativity. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about it, my sinners. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.
Stay alert, stay awake.